Hey, good morning, or whenever you're listening to this. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be. So today, I'm going to back up for a second. I just want to show you something that really represents exactly what we're just going to talk about. So this is the manhole, whatever they call it, and it says sanitary sewer, and on top there's a lighthouse, so there's a light on top, and down below would be the sewer sanitation stuff, and Sylvan Lake. And the lighthouse is kind of a little symbolic to what it is we are going to speak of today in our journey. So this is called Walk With Me. And as you're walking with me, hello, you're actually walking also with you, and you don't have to be physically moving. Don't turn this off because you're not going for a walk. That's the limitation of the mind. And this is about setting the mind free of the fact that you physically have to move to start this walk. This is about the ability to think beyond. And this is me, who made a choice to live beyond the limitations. Good morning.
Good morning.
And to be able to live beyond the limitations, to stop limiting myself, my mind, and to not let the world that exists around me of judgment, criticism, of all those things, to take the best of me. I know who I am at my core. I know who I am in my truth. And I no longer have to justify that. I just have to live for me. And whatever life of living involves is what my life will be. But it's lived in love and live with embodying and growing the light within me, and kindness and compassion. And this is not a job, this is my life. And I stopped working. That was a key thing. I stopped working for this. And I just start to walk towards me again, because there's one thing I refuse to do. I'm not giving up. And I'm not letting anything or anyone take me away from my truth anymore. And look at this, a beautiful eagle. Just spread our wings. And so I've walked this bridge many times, and for the first time I seen that eagle. It's a lot of falcon. Good morning. What are you wearing? A gem? Wow, is that a tiger eye? Beautiful. I love gems. See, you never know when you're going to meet a little angel. That little guy just stopped to show me his gem, that he's wearing his gem. And that's exactly what we are. We are all gems. You can see yourself as just a rock, or you can see yourself as a precious gem. You get to choose. So what we're speaking of today is our mental mind, the mental activity of our mind, and our ability to be able to allow our bodies to heal the instinctual self, the intuitive self, to be able to learn the ability, oh birdie, to learn the ability of learning to think your life into reality, to know that your mind is in compartments, and which compartment are you in, and what are you filling it full of. So chaos and kindness can take the ability to be able to think, but what are you allowing to enter into your subconscious mind, which does not know the difference between imagination and reality? It doesn't. Let me repeat that for you. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between imagination and reality. Whatever you feed it, whatever you tell it, whatever you give it, it will believe it to be true, and it will create it into reality. Your eyes also will, based on perception, on information it has been fed, based on conditioning of your life, will see things how you want to see them, perceive them based on previous history, based on previous experiences, clearing the mind, clearing the eyes, kind of, I say, giving ourselves clean lenses, the ability to be able to see, so clear the subconscious mind and step away a little bit, step away from the mind and let the body heal. All of those things helps us to be able to work in a more productive way. So our mental activity is when we're in that state of chaos and fight and flight, fear, fight, flight, fawn, freeze, all of those, is that we have some sort of chaotic imagery of creativity that we are creating in the subconscious mind. And we are telling ourselves stories. Just like you can turn somebody who may be the most beautiful soul into the most horrible creature, enemy. And you can convince people who already have hate, anger in their hearts, that they're already angry at somebody. So say a mother energy. And you may turn almost every woman you'll ever meet into an enemy based on the stories in your subconscious mind that you keep feeding yourself. And no matter what they have done right for you, how kind they have been to you, you will not see it because you've already got a story in motion. What is your story in motion? What is it that you keep cultivating, creating, growing, feeding inside of you in that subconscious mind that has a mental activity that you are believing to be your right way of thinking, that you have convinced yourself that it is true. And if you stop, you pause, you breathe, you turn your gaze, you turn your reflection in another direction, and you can think of one good thing they did for you, one kind thing that even somebody who even looked like them, that represented, did for you. You now feed yourself a new thought, a little bit of a new story. And then take that story and now start to bring it into logic. And when you bring that into logic, you bring it into the mind of who you are today. And when you bring it into the mind of who you are right here now today, a grown-ass adult who is capable of being able to take responsibility for their own life, for their own way of thinking, that you can end that story right here, right now, by just saying, that person contributed to this area of my life in a good way. Or this person gave me a beautiful lesson. Now, what do I want to cultivate from that moment of seeing the goodness? What do I want to cultivate in my life? And what am I capable of? This woman, this man, this person that I am right here today. What do I want to give more? What do I want to do more with this thought that I've just taken? And see it. See it right in front of you. See that good thought? Now let your eyes get a new perception, a new gaze, not of everything you created of the enemy. Now see the moment that you and that person had a smile, had a laugh, had a something. Anybody that you had that with. Now put that person there. Now come back to you. The you here right now. Who's the one that's causing you the harm? Who's the one that's hurting you? Who's the one that's doing this to you? Who cultivated that story? Who made it bigger? And who was the person at the time, in all circumstances, who was the person, what was happening at that time? Who were they? What were they experiencing? What were they going through? What were you going through? Now, that's how the ability to set forgiveness into action takes place. Forgive yourself for thinking that you had to harbor this to such a degree that it to started to take some of the best of you. Now, breathe in. And as you breathe in. Keep breathing. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Until you can feel that sense of love coming toward you. Now, let your beautiful, logical mind, who gets a choice to choose, who knows the right and wrong and can choose, what would the highest self do? What would the best of you do? If you were giving advice to somebody and you were telling them about love, compassion, and kindness, not chaos. Now calm. Let's slow the walk. Notice there's all these muddy little footsteps. This is walking out of the swamp. Walking out of our own swampy story. And we're walking towards this other person who's smiling, living in their highest self. We're seeing their light, not their shadows, because we all have shadows. So we all have an asshole in us. We all have a biatch in us. We all have something inside of us that makes us have moments that we're not nice. We do. We all create an enemy. And so now you're seeing that person's highest self, highest potential, what they could be, who they can be, who they were at one point, one flicker, who you are right now in this higher frequency, rising your vibration, because we cannot heal in the swamp. You will never heal in such low vibrating energy. It is impossible. Rising up. Feel your body, feel your shoulders, feel everything come up. As you feel yourself coming up, we're meeting a path where we can continue to go straight or we can take the high road. Now, we're going to walk back a step. We're going to invite this energy, this person, to turn with us. And we're going to invite them to walk with us. We're going to meet right here in the middle. And we don't have to have words. We don't have to engage in conversation. That beautiful sense of your conscious mind knows a truth without a story, without an identity, without having to have an apology. We both know that we are created of love and light. So together, we will walk with the love and light that exists in both of us to walk up. And as we walk up, we feel and embody that beautiful loving energy. And it's amplified because there's two lights walking as one, walking together, side by side. One is not trying to push. There's no competition. There's no defiance. There's no judgment. There's nothing. We are just present. Be present with this energy. Be present. Breathe in and breathe out. And that's how we gain clarity in our hearts, our mind. We can think clear. That we don't have an agenda. We don't have a sense of needing revenge. We don't need a sense of anything other than knowing that everybody is human. And within us all, there is a capability, a potential for us to be better, to do better, to live better, to be kinder, to be all of this. This is the walk with me. This is us in our ability to know that even if today you are just home, that I invite you to be able to pull yourself up, to believe that within you there is potential, that within you, that you know that you can have, that you have enough inside of you. It doesn't matter if anyone else forgives you. It don't matter if anyone else understands you. It doesn't matter. That you start to understand that you are connecting to the spirit within you and within everyone else. And that the spirits within us, the essence of our soul self, will understand long before our human, will forgive long before our human. So do you take the easy path and stay angry, to stay frustrated, which actually is mental activity of chaos in the mind, which is actually much harder? Or do you take the one that takes effort, that takes action, that takes movement, that takes being willing to step away from your own self, step into the essence of all of who you could be, all of who you are, and allow yourself to keep walking up to higher ground, to higher self, to becoming the best version of you. Because I can guarantee you there's always a point in life where you're going to be at the gates of choice. And at the gates of choice, that's where we meet with the good, bad, and the ugly. That's where we meet with what we call the Lucifer energy. Not, don't create a story of him. That's been conditioned to you. Create an energy. What takes us to creating stories that take us to the darkness, that turns good people into dark, that turns friends into enemies, and that turns us against ourselves, so that each and every day we walk with an enemy until we start to let the enemy within us become toxic inside and takes us away from being able to embody a life that is embodied in light and love. You can reverse this today. And it starts with you, not with anyone else. Today, Walk With Me is about being able to clear that mental activity. Let the body, let the healer within guide you until you're ready to return into a clear mind, a clear heart. And you start to step into noticing these changes transpiring and taking place in your life. And just like that little boy just said to me, do you want to see my gem? Can you see my gem? Can you see the gem in you? Can you see the gem in everybody else? Can you see the gem in those who are making a choice to try to do things better than they did before? Let's see each other today. Let's meet each other today. Let's meet each other's highest self, and let's spread love and light throughout this world. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.